what we have to do is we have to be really careful with who we tell our dreams and visions to. Now, we see here in Joseph's story, if you know Joseph's story, you know that he told these dreams and that eventually they absolutely came true. But we see what happens sometimes when people, when we tell people our dreams and our visions, sometimes they're not always supportive. Sometimes everybody isn't happy for you. So that's one reason why you got to be careful who you tell your dreams to. And there's Eat Up Monday. Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys already know what day it is. It is the day after Sunday. Welcome to another Eat Up Mondays. Listen, I know you guys have brought your appetite. I'm not going to prolong getting into this meal. So without further ado, guys, let's dig in. Today, we're going to be dealing with our brother Joseph. We're going to be coming out of Genesis chapter 37. We're going to read through some of these verses, and I'm going to share my thought with you. Genesis 37:1 says, "And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him." So it says, because of the way his father loved him and the favor that he had on his life, that his brethren could not even speak peaceably with him. "And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaf stood round about, and made obeisance unto my sheaf," or to my sheaf. "And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more." So he's getting these constant dreams, right? And that's like some of us, like God has given us multiple dreams, multiple visions, right? And it says, "I've dreamed another dream. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me." And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him. So his father got upset and rebuked him for what it was that he was saying. Because basically he's saying his mother, his father, and his brethren are going to be bowing before him. And his father says, "What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth?" And his brethren envied him. And we've been talking about envy a lot. That's not a good thing, but his father observed the saying. And that's very key there. I want us to learn something from Joseph's father, from Jacob, because it says he observed the saying. When we have younger children, little children, teenage children, we got to be careful. Even if it's something that they come to us and say, whether it involves us or don't involve us, we got to be very careful with how we handle that, right? Because even though he rebuked them, it goes on to later say that he observed the saying. Listen to the definition of observe: to regard with attention, especially so as to see or learn something, to note or inspect closely for an omen or sign of future events. So it says that basically, he took it into consideration. He didn't altogether just blow it off. And sometimes that's what we can do with our children, right? Like they come with this outlandish, or what we think to be outlandish dream or idea, and we can be very disheartening or very discouraging and say, "Oh no, that'll never happen." But I respect Jacob here because it said he observed it, right? He kept it in the back of his mind to say, "Listen, let me see if this thing is going to happen before I just totally discourage it." That's something to think about. And not only with our children, but even with our friends and family as well. Amen. Just because we don't see it, don't mean that they didn't really see it. Amen. But it says, verse 14, "And he said unto him," oh, matter of fact, excuse me, verse 12. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, here I am, or here am I. And he said to him, go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, what seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. And the man said, they are departed hence, for I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan. A few more verses. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. Don't miss that. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. This one that's been telling us his dreams and his visions, and he got all of these words that he want to say to us and speak to us. He's coming now. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him. Let us kill him and cast him into some pit, and we will say some evil beast have devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. And today I just kind of wanted to encourage you guys, right? Because I've been talking a lot about not just talking, but doing. But when it comes to doing, right, these visions, these dreams, these ideas, the will of the Lord for our lives, what we have to do is we have to be really careful with who we tell our dreams and visions to. Now, we see here in Joseph's story, if you know Joseph's story, you know that he told these dreams and that eventually they absolutely came true. But we see what happens sometimes when people, when we tell people our dreams and our visions, sometimes they're not always supportive. Sometimes everybody isn't happy for you. So that's one reason why you got to be careful who you tell your dreams to. And there's times that sometimes there's a season where you shouldn't tell anybody your dreams or your visions, right? Like there's a scientific study that says that, sometimes when we tell somebody our visions, our dreams, our goals, or whatever have you, when they give us positive feedback, because that's what we're looking for, when we hear that, yeah, you can do it, I can't wait to see it, sometimes it gives us like a false, a false idea of accomplishment, right? It sets something off in our brain that makes us feel like we've already accomplished it. And if you be honest with yourself, there's some things in your life, or in many of your lives that you've told somebody that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then you find yourself not doing it, right? You got satisfied and you felt encouraged when somebody encouraged you in what it is that you were telling them that you were going to do, and you didn't even do it, right? Or you started it and didn't finish. And we got to be careful with who we tell our dreams and visions to for multiple reasons. Like I said, one, everybody's not going to be encouraged by what it is that you tell them, just like Joseph brothers. Two, you got to be careful not to tell them because you don't want to get that feedback that you're looking for and then take that as being an accomplishment or take that as being that you accomplish the goal, right? But then three, there are times that we do tell people our dreams and visions because we want them to hold us accountable for what it is that we say. If you're not willing for people to hold you accountable, be very careful who you tell your dreams and visions to. But I wanted to encourage you guys, let's stop talking. Let's stop saying what it is that we're going to do, and let's just go ahead and do it. But a lot of times the best way to do it is to do it in silence, right? To move in silence and not even post online that you're moving in silence. That's almost like the same thing, right? But to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're getting the work done and let people see the results of the work that you've been doing in the dark when it eventually comes to the light. Like I said here with Joseph's situation, what he was telling them, they didn't like, whatever have you. And the way they intervened and did what they did to him by throwing him in the pit, by selling him into slavery, it worked out for their good, right? It all played out the way it was supposed to. That's how it was supposed to happen for Joseph. And it was meant for him to do things that way. And sometimes it's meant for us. But a lot of times, or sometimes we find ourselves talking a little bit too soon, prematurely, or we just take that encouragement, we gobble it up, we eat it up, we get all excited and amped up and feel all gooey inside and don't even get the job done. So we want to be very careful with whatever it is that God has given us, whatever vision, whatever dream, whatever goal that we have. We want to make sure that we're doing it right and that we're just not saying it. So I just wanted to encourage you guys on all of those different points, just different things to think about. If it's something that you are going forward in or you're getting ready to start, these are things that you got to keep in mind, right? You're going to have people that's not going to be happy for you for whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to have people that are going to be supportive, and that's what you want. But you want to make sure that, you make these people proud, and also know that some of these people are going to hold you accountable. They're going to come back and say, hey, what's going on with X, Y, and Z? Why haven't you done that yet? And prayerfully, you're going to have a good answer for them, right? Prayerfully, there is going to be activity happening and you just haven't got to that part yet, right? But at the end of the day, whatever it is that's going on, we want to make sure that it's us doing what we said that we're going to do, or that we are doing in secret, right? And not just sitting on our hands. But know that I love you guys. Know that I appreciate you guys. And until the next time we share a beautiful spiritual meal together, shalom.